Some Fox hosts discussed Trumpcare's Medicaid cuts and whether or not they would cost lives. Let's see what these geniuses had to say.
So in order for this to work, I think you need bipartisan support. I think you need Republicans and Democrats.
Don't count on it.
I'm not counting on it.
But it would be nice.
But it would be nice.
Yes.
When you listen to something like this, you realize that's asking a whole heck of a lot. Take a listen to this.
I know this is a sensitive issue, but I'm going to raise it. And that is that the horrible and unspeakable truth is that if this legislation were to pass, thousands of our fellow Americans every single year will die.
We do know that many more people, millions, hundreds of thousands of people will die if this bill passes.
1,000 to 2,000 people will die if you cut 750,000 people from Medicaid. So that means you're killing 1,000 to 2,000, killing them.
All right. I mean,
that's rational.
How are we going to get to the middle here and fix this problem if we have Democrats? Pelosi saying hundreds of thousands of people will die if you go with the GOP plan.
Well, they obviously all read their DNC talking points memo this morning. Also, quite frankly, I think Senator Sanders would be better served worrying about his own legal and pending problems, quite frankly. And it really shouldn't be the messenger on this.
Thousands of people, Bernie Sanders says. Pelosi says hundreds of thousands. Kennedy. Schumer says, hey, 1,000 to 2,000.
You know what? At least they're not employing any hyperbole at all. No exaggeration, no hysteria. You know what the crazy thing is? We're all going to die. And they can't predict. There's no way, unless they're absolutely psychic and have a party line to heaven, they don't know who's going to die or when or how many people. I mean, that is such a fool's errand trying to quantify something that serious and grave.
Is it a fool's errand, you monumental jackass? They've been doing this forever. You absolutely can quantify how many people are going to die as a result of not having health insurance and not having access to basic health care. You absolutely can do it. They've been doing it forever. Okay, there was a Harvard study, this is going a while back now, that found 45,000 people die every year in the U.S. because they don't have access to basic health care. Do you know better than experts at Harvard conducting a rigorous study? You cackling hyena morons. You notice they never rebut anything. They just scoff. The Democrats say people are going to die. Yeah, and what, okay, are you going to make a point or are you just going to go, wrong, like Trump in the debates, wrong, you're wrong. Okay, but, and then, no, and then, no, and then. Because they don't have an argument. They just and they act like the source is not rigorous studies. They act like it's, being pulled out of their asses. The only one who pulled something out of their ass was Nancy Pelosi, which is unsurprising because she's a loathsome corporate sellout cretin who said hundreds of thousands of people. It's not hundreds of thousands of people. Before this bill, 45,000 people died every year because they don't have access to basic health care. By the way, that continued under Obamacare too. So Obamacare is not the end-all be-all. It's Medicare for all is the end-all be-all. But 45,000 people died. Under Trumpcare, another 28,000 people on top of the 45,000 people will die because they don't have access to basic health care. And yes, because when you kick people off of Medicaid, oftentimes what happens, just to give one example, is they have a problem. It's a minor problem. They go, you know what? I'm not going to go get this checked out because I can't afford the medical bills. And then eventually, whatever that problem is, spreads, gets a lot worse, then they end up having to go into the emergency room where they die. That happens. That happens often. If you don't have coverage, maybe you don't get that lump checked out that's on your neck that you're not sure, oh, fuck, it was thyroid cancer. These things happen. We covered a specific story about this. What was it? I think it was in Florida. They rejected the Medicaid expansion. This woman did not go to get the thing checked out. She would have if she was covered. She told her friend, I don't have insurance, I'm not going to go get it checked out. Then she died. Yes, you can fucking quantify this stuff, you monumental morons. That it's also crazy that the same people, the same network that screamed about death panels under Obamacare, now they're like, you can't talk about death as a result of in the healthcare debate. Okay, wait a second. When you guys brought up death panels, you were lying because what they argued is there's a panel that decides when to pull the plug on your grandma. That was utterly made up, 100% made up. There is no, a panel decided, well, we decided she costs too much money. We're going to pull the plug as a result of Obamacare. The real death panel is just the fundamental private health insurance system. That's the real death panel. They get to make the life or death decisions. The private health insurance company. There's not some government officials on an Obamacare panel that go, we don't think you deserve your care. But there are private health insurance people who do that. Why? Because they have to make a profit. So there were no death panels designated under Obamacare like you guys made up. It got lie of the year, by the way. So when you spoke about death in regards to the healthcare debate, you were the ones doing hyperbole. You were the ones who were making shit up. And now when Democrats make an accurate point, except Nancy Pelosi, who botched the number, but when Democrats make a correct point about, hey man, look, X amount more people are going to die, this study shows that, you scoff at them. Ugh. And then the worst point of all, bobblehead Kennedy. You know what's crazy? We're all going to die. Thank you, genius. You got any more brilliant thoughts for us? In her mind, she's like, nailed it. I said we're all going to die, therefore, it's okay if we live in the Hunger Games and we pass a healthcare bill that does the opposite of give people healthcare. And then she starts going, it's a fool's errand to try to quantify. No, it's not. No, it's not. But you have the nerve to mention the word fool after you just said, healthcare, schmelthcare, we're all going to die anyway. Am I right? And she's got that smug look on her face like, I am so brilliant. No, you're not. You're embarrassing. All of you are embarrassing. I can't deal with these people, man. And they say, like, how are we going to get to the middle when the Democrats say, what the fuck you to the middle? As if the middle is, like, inherently good when the Republicans are so far right that they're in, like, Genghis Khan authoritarianville, and the corporate Democrats are, at best, center-right. So when you split the middle there, you're just far right. There's nothing inherently good about the middle. Because it depends what side both of them are on. You know what the answer is on healthcare? The so-called far left answer, which every other modern nation has. A single-payer system. We need a Medicare for all system in the United States. You cover everybody, they get better quality care, and you pay less for it.